Plastic pollution is becoming a growing concern for the entire Earth as we find plastics littering our waterways and oceans, being woven into our clothes, and even appearing in our water and food as microplastics. In this video, we will discuss what goes into making common plastic items, different products that can contain them, how they negatively affect the environment, and some of the ways that you can reduce, reuse, and recycle plastic products. So how is it made? In 2017, nearly 20,000 water bottles were purchased every second. This amounts to over 600 billion water bottles purchased in a single year across the whole world. Some reasons behind the mass production and sale of water bottles come from the fact that it is cost effective and the bottles are durable and lightweight. Yet, most of these plastics are not biodegradable. In the United States, we use about 17 million barrels of oil for plastic water bottle production, and it takes about 2 to 3 liters of oil per singular liter of water bottle created. This includes both raw material and the energy to create that bottle. This means that the United States alone is using over 900 million liters of oil solely for water bottle production. Around 8% of global oil and gas production is used as raw material and energy in plastic production. One common material that is used to create plastic water bottles is peat, or polyethylene terephthalate. This material primarily consists of ethylene, which is derived from either petroleum oil or natural gas. Overall, the majority of monomers used to make plastics are derived from fossil fuels, and this chemical makeup will take hundreds of years to degrade. So where are plastics found, and why is it majority microplastics? So you may be wondering, what exists today that does not contain plastic? Well, that is hard to tell because plastic is commonly found in clothing and footwear, food, medical devices, furniture, water, and so much more. In addition to plastic water bottles, another high demand for plastic goes into containers and sealants used in food packaging, making it one of the leading sectors for single-use plastic due to its use in protecting, transporting, and keeping food clean. This status becomes even more alarming when you realize that in developed regions, 1/3 of plastic consumption is used in packaging, whether it be for containers or bags. These packages then only stay in use for either 1 year or even less. Microplastics are even in you. It was found that 77% of blood donors carried a quantifiable mass of plastic particles in their blood. One reason for this may be due to the ease in which microplastics can be transferred from the environment to humans, whether that be through inhalation, ingestion, or dermal contact. These ways of taking in microplastics have led humans to consume between 7.7 grams and 287 grams of microplastics per person each year. The largest percentage of microplastics derives from fibers and linens, from clothes, diapers, and nets. It has also been found that microplastics from the breakdown of bigger plastic pieces are more common than those deliberately produced for cosmetics.
So, plastics are in everything and used all the time, but we still suck at recycling it. In 2015, approximately 6,300 metric tons of plastic waste had been generated, and only 9% of it had been recycled. 12% of it was incinerated, and the rest accumulated in landfills or the natural environment. At least 14 million tons of plastic debris are found in the ocean every year. This plastic in the ocean is dangerous for marine life because they can get caught in plastic, which limits their ability to swim. It can be mistaken for food and cause them to choke, and it can contain pollutants that are harmful to consume. Marine organisms that consume microplastics are then passed on to humans. When we eat fish and shellfish that contain microplastics, they accumulate in our bodies as well. Not only does plastic impact fish, but it can also affect birds, especially those that live close to the sea. Birds like pelicans will dive down to the water to pursue a piece of plastic that they mistake for a fish swimming close to the surface. Some studies have found that as many as 90% of young birds contain at least some plastic fed to them by their parents. In some cases, this can cause the chicks to starve to death as their stomachs fill up with plastic that they cannot digest. Some ways government is trying to reduce plastic creation and use is by levying taxes on the creation of new virgin plastic, as well as taxing the use of plastic materials such as disposable bags. Chicago implemented a disposable bag tax, costing consumers 7 cents per disposable bag as a way to reduce their use while also raising revenue. This tax led to a significant decrease in consumer use of disposable bag tax almost instantaneously. Additionally, instead of using plastic, one substitute that has been newly engineered is bioplastic. Bioplastics are made from natural resources such as wood, potatoes, corn, vegetable oils, and food waste. Some benefits come with using these materials, such as how bioplastics degrade well into the environment and reduce fossil fuel consumption. However, bioplastics break easily when deformed and do not increase the space required to manage waste. Since bioplastics is a relatively new product, you may still be compelled to purchase regular plastic water bottles. In this case, we have some potential ways you can reuse plastic water bottles, such as using them as sustainable building materials, creating an herb garden, or using them as storage vessels. One of the major problems with regular plastic is that it is not infinitely recyclable, and only about 9% of plastic that is produced around the world is recycled.